Hey Pisces, welcome back to the Guiding Chariot. This is going to be your new weekly reading. Alright my loves, so I know I said this was going to be a love reading, but I have been in such a vibe, so we're doing things a little bit differently. If you saw the Lunar New Year's, you kind of know I've already talked about that a little bit. You'll also recognize this bad boy, this magnetized mandala from my friend... No, yeah, come on. You can. There we go. From my friend at Sanateu Golden Ray. I'm going to have that hanging out during your reading. But this reading is really focused on your rewards, what you've been manifesting. We have the 222 portal coming up next week. So this is really, what are we attracting? Where should our focuses be? What are we aligning with, and how do we bring it in? All right? I've also been in a super watery vibe, which is why I'm starting with the water signs. And, I got all my mermaid decks out, so we're kind of just flowing with this particular reading. So we're going to pull some oracle, we're going to clarify with the tarot, and then we're going to do a one-card pull at the end with a little peek into goddess energy that's surrounding us. House rules still apply, so this is going to be a general reading for Pisces Sun, Moon, and Rising. Cross watchers are also welcome. Just remember not to force any messages. Take them as they resonate. If something doesn't fit your circumstance, just means it was meant for somebody else. Leave it on the table and take the rest. Alright, my lovelies. Oh, there we go. We'll keep that one a secret for now. I planned to get a couple, but when I did the Cancer reading, literally only one card came out. So we'll see. We'll give it a few shuffles and see if you guys get a couple, or, I don't know, energy may just be like, nope, just need one. Okay, maybe you only need one. Look at that. Go with the flow. And I mentioned flowing at the beginning, so nice. We're already tapped into that vibe. So go with the flow, Pisces. When I get this card, I mean, yes, we always kind of want to be in flow, right? It's where we create. Definitely our creative juices are best when we're in that flow, when we're in that vibe. For you, I feel like there might be things going on that we're trying too hard to force. We're trying too hard to direct, or we want them to happen now, right? Spirit always has a way of reminding us that it's going to happen in divine timing. It's going to happen when it's ready. And there could be multiple reasons. There may still be some loose ends to tie up. The manifestation, whatever's happening on the other side that we can't see, isn't ready yet, So if we're trying to set up the right opportunity, other pieces still have to align, right? So we're just waiting on that. Could be multiple things. When we get into the tarot, we'll see a little deeper into this. But you are just asked to flow. You are asked to trust. All right, my lovely, lovely Pisces. Okay. While we shuffle this deck, and I'm kind of taking in this card, I do almost wonder if you're also pulling things or trying to, I almost get this idea you're trying to swim upstream. I feel like I'm seeing this, current kind of going, down and around this mermaid, and instead of just kind of flowing with it and going, it's almost like being in a lazy river but swimming against the current. I feel like we're trying to kick up this way when the current's coming this way. So for some of you, and it doesn't feel like there's a course correct coming up, because the flow is taking you in the right direction. It's going where you want to be going. So it's not a bad thing, but it's almost like our focus is still turned in the opposite direction, if that makes sense. So some of us, we're kind of resisting the course to our manifestations. All right, let's move these down and over a little bit so you guys can see them. Oh, talked about course corrections. Look what's sitting in the middle of your spread. All right. Yes, bottom of the deck, Ten of Pentacles. Told you, we're heading in the right direction. So we're talking about that Ten of Pentacles, abundance. Money, definitely a big part of it. And what's actually kind of funny, I don't see money here, right? But for sure, security, stability, a big focus for you right now, Pisces. Money and abundance is definitely a part of that, for sure. But it doesn't look like whatever builds the security, whatever brings this money, isn't immediately what's in front of us. There may be a new opportunity that we're wanting to create, that we're calling in, that leads to this. We'll talk about that in a minute, because I see that over there. And that might be what I was getting with this, like, change in direction. It just kind of feels like there's something new for sure that leads to security, financial stability. But it's almost like we're moving away from it, or it's like we know that's the thing, but we're trying to get there a different way, or maybe we're not aware that that's the thing and we're trying to do something else, right? But we are being kind of guided and pushed and led towards that direction. And for those of us that keep resisting, when we get to this Tower moment, we'll definitely go into that. So we have here the Knight of Cups. So interesting energy, because Knight of Cups usually, speaks to someone bringing in some type of emotional offer, whether it's an apology, confession of love, right? In here, you can kind of see this Knight of Cups is very reflective as he gazes into his cup, right? Pisces, I don't know how many of you this is going to connect with, and it could be a lot of you. I'm not saying this is only for a few. It's just a funny message for me to pick up on. But it does make me think that for those of you in a relationship, or those of you in a partnership, because remember, this could totally apply to work as well, as we're talking about all this money. It feels like someone, or possibly even yourself, is distracted, right? Like, it's like a new dawn is rising, the sun's starting to peek up over the horizon, but this person is just stuck in this little cup, looking for something, searching for something, and it's something that honestly doesn't fit in this cup, right? But they're just kind of staring into it. For some of them, they might even be trying to divine something, right? Seeing its vision appear in the reflection on the water. But this energy does feel distracted. Another aspect of the Knight of Cups is someone, especially when we're talking about relationships. So again, if this is love, or we are talking about a current relationship, because, right after that, we have the Lover's card here. So we could be talking about some relationships. But it feels like someone's distracted. It feels like someone's looking at something else when we need their attention elsewhere. Or, what they're looking for cannot be found in the direction they're seeking in, or in the place they're seeking in. Even though they're trying all they might, there's no way what they want is in this location. And it's definitely bringing up a bit of tension between the two of you if this is a relationship, because we have here the Two of Swords. And in this particular card, it does show fighting, but they're at an impasse. They're just at a block, right? Their swords are locked. They're in each other's face, but the pressure is equal. They're just pushing against each other. No one's moving forward. No one's stepping back. We're just hitting this wall. Okay? And Pisces. This is kind of wearing me out in a way, but it's just this. It's not even a battle. It's just this pushing. Like, it's just one force is going this way, one force is going there, and they're just stuck. They're not moving. No one's. It's like pushing up against a wall for both of you in a way, And I almost want to say, with this Page of Wands coming up underneath that, it's because both of you may be right. Right? There's a reason for each of you why you have this stance, why you're holding your ground. And I think the problem is that the both of you are right, but it's almost like your answer serves you, their answer serves them, right? And honestly, that's the way it should be, right? We talk about compromise, but that doesn't mean someone should be having to suffer or be in pain for the other to succeed or get what they want, right? So both of you just have a vision. Both of you know what's right and what you need to do towards it, or at least you know what you're passionate about and the direction you want to take it. But those directions are at an impasse right now. They're butting up against each other. You know, and yes, one of you might be a little misguided because we talked about that with the Knight of Cups. But the key is that both of you, no matter what your stance is or how, you know, accurate, quote unquote, it is, both of you believe that it's true, right? And there's no, I mean, there really is no way to talk someone out of that, right? If they know and believe that they're right. But, you know, to me, that's why this Tower moment is sitting here. Because one of you honestly has to bend. One of you has to buckle. Because I honestly, I feel like one of you is in the wrong. Right? And I'm not going to say which, because it'll be different for everyone. For some it's going to be the Pisces, some it's going to be whoever the Pisces is dealing with. But one of you, it's fine, I don't like to say someone's wrong, but it does feel like someone is swimming upstream for whatever reason. You know, this Tower moment is coming to really shift that, and you know, it's almost like this big wave is coming downstream that's just going to push you towards the delta, right? You don't have a choice, but that's because that's honestly where you need to go. Like, I just keep thinking it's like a salmon trying to swim upstream, but they're going the wrong direction, right? Or, you know, trying to get back to the nesting ground, or the you know, that little pool where the eggs need to be laid and the little baby fishes are born. Someone is heading in the wrong direction. They think they're going in the right direction, but they need to be turned around a bit. And like, it's a weird thing to talk about, because even in this portrayal of the Lovers card, you can see, you know, it's a mermaid under the sea, and then looking at a vision of her man on land, right? We can even see that same kind of message with this Knight of Cups. This is the prince on land looking at the reflection in the cup to, you know, this mermaid in the water. This is, they're on opposite ends of this portal, and they don't know how to cross. They don't know where to meet. You know, mermaid's like, great, be here with me, stay in the water, right? We'll live happily forever. He's like, baby, I can't breathe. You need to come over here. Like, my way is the way to go forward. She's like, what am I gonna do? Lie on the beach and flap my fins? Like, there's no way. That is, like, for those of you where this is a relationship, and remember, it doesn't have to be romantic, but there's an impasse, right? There's just, the two of you don't see how you can exist on the other side of this wall, and that's why we're just butting up against each other. We're just pushing, right? That wall is going to break. That wall is going to break. I mean, honestly, it has to. There's just no way about it. The good news is, right, because let's take these two. You have the Temperance, so a Sagittarius card, so some of you may be dealing with Sagittarius, but you also have the Fool, right? So Temperance is all about divine timing. And to me, this is also, you know, alchemy, because we're mixing these two elements. You can see, you know, Temperance kind of fusing the magic in these two shells. So eventually you reach a point where I don't want to say compromise, because compromise isn't really the thing. It just kind of feels like after this breaks, after the barrier's gone, we find the way to kind of mush things together. And it's so funny, I talked about, you know, these two not being able to coexist. Here the mermaid gets legs. Right now the mermaid can come on land. So and Pisces, I hope I don't offend anyone when I say this, but considering it's the mermaid that gains legs to come on land and you're the water sign, I do feel like you're the one that kind of shifts, right? And again, like I said, going to be different, so take it as it resonates. But we have this Two of Cups here, and it's the same sailor mermaid, right? It's the same version of how do we try and make this work. The two of us exist in different places. How do we mix these two? Connection is there, right? We feel something, so the emotional space is fine. That's all good. But it's this, how do we make this work? Where do we find even ground? So I will say, what you're bringing in, what you're calling in with this 2-2 portal, or 2-2-2 portal, especially, you can start making intentions, right, to put that out there. How do we find this level ground? Where do we find that space where we can both coexist? Where we both are happy, where we're both content, all of our needs are met, right? For some of us, it's going to be, where do I give, right? Where do I bend to allow this? Because like I said, one of you is going to have to bend, but we will get there. And we end with this 3 of Cups, all about celebration and friendship coming together, right? So beautiful energy. But for a lot of you, you kind of have to be willing to let let this Tower moment happen and just roll with it. Whatever has to crumble, let it crumble, right? If it's pushing you in this direction, be willing to go. Okay, let's look at the bottom of the deck real quick before we do our little last bit. So 10 of Pentacles, we know that we're trying to build whatever this legacy is, whatever this commitment is, whatever this family structure is, that's what we're trying to build. We've got the Emperor here, right? So it could be Divine Masculine if this is a partnership. Having the Emperor show up, again, kind of hints to me that the masculine is the one that's kind of trying to take the lead or is trying to take charge. You know, that might be where the other has to bend. So the Divine Feminine, not that you're weak, not that you're not in power, but the Emperor is trying to lead in his own way. And when I say his, I'm referring to the Emperor, but, you know, it has nothing to do with whoever we're talking about, right? There's really no gender in the card, so it's just about the masculine energy. So who is the masculine in this partnership? Having the Emperor show up, they are trying to take the lead. They are trying to create order. So I would almost say in the feminine in this partnership, there is a need to trust. Obviously, it could be in Aries as well, but there is a need to trust this plan, trust the structure, you know, that the Emperor is trying to lay down. We also have the 9 of Pentacles. So again, dealing with confidence, self-assuredness, knowing your value, knowing your worth. Then we also have the Justice card. So we could be talking about legal matters as well. So for some of us out there, especially if this is work, there might be some legal things we need to lay out and really pay attention to. Could also be a Libra. But to me, this is echoing what I was talking about with the Emperor. This need for law and order and structure and playing by the rules. There's reasons why we do these things. So especially if you guys are whatever this is talking about has to do with legal matters or legal issues, definitely be sure to play by the rules. And if that means you need to like seek legal aid and really figure that out, that's going to be very, very important. For others of you, this can just symbol karmic balancing, right? So again, linking strong to that Tower moment, you know, things have to be taken away for balance to be restored. All right. I feel like I'm going to go a little deeper. We've got 4 of Cups, 9 of Wands. So again, 4 of Cups can be that energy that's being distracted, right? Too busy focusing on something while something else is happening just around the corner. And then 9 of Swords, sticking to it, like holding very, very firm. Again, so whoever's this distracted one, again, fully believes they're doing the right thing. That's why it's hard for them to budge. But we have the 3 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Oh my god, then the 9 of Cups coming out after that. So this 3 of Pentacles, we know it's all about teamwork coming together, right? You can even see in the card, there's all this support and collaboration going on, trying to, you know, accomplish a common goal, a common task. There's support there. This coming together, we also had the 3 of Cups. So this idea of everything coming together, I'm telling you, that's what you're manifesting with this 222 portal. And that's where that abundance comes in. I know we said this can be anywhere, but again, that strong link to money. Here's a financial opportunity to gain material things, and we started off with the 10. So even though, you know, we're creating baby steps, we're creating the first steps into that with the Ace, this is something that leads to the 10. So you go the full gambit, right? We go all the way, even though we're planting the seeds, you're going all the way to the 10. So we're maxing out on that. So beautiful. That is what we want to see. But, oh, it's just getting there. So focus on finding, and again, it doesn't feel like a compromise, but it's finding where the two of you can coexist. What's that happy ground? Because honestly, it feels like it's not like, well, you give a little, I'll give a little, and then we meet in the middle. It feels like either the two of you coexist in a different place, or one of you jumps to the other side, is kind of what it feels like. It doesn't really feel like a compromise. Alright, my loves, we are going to pull a Divine Feminine card before we close out this reading. Oh, it's sliding off already. Couldn't wait. Hey, nice one. So you guys got, well, let me show it to you, and then I'll read it. You guys got Joan of Arc, the Warrior of Light. Beautiful. I have a steel-like faith in myself. The angels armor me with conviction. Beautiful. And again, I told you guys, both parties fully believe in their choices. Now, one of you, yes, believes in something that needs to be adjusted. So, in a way, in a way, it feels like it might be a contradictory message, right? Because I'm saying go with the flow, and then you also have this card that's saying no, stick to your guns. You've also had, where was it, the Nine of Pentacles here as well, which again is having confidence in yourself. So, do you have to believe in what you're standing for, what you're fighting for, what you're protecting? Of course. What is being said is, yes, if this is what you believe, hold on to that. Don't surrender that. It's important. It's significant. But as things shift and evolve, be willing to flex with that as your belief changes. Now, if you firmly believe, like if things happen, things shift, things crumble, and you still have the same perspective, right, then you weren't the one in the wrong, right? If I'm speaking to the cross-watcher or the Pisces, doesn't matter. If things shift, if things crumble, if this tower moment hits, and you still see your way as the best way, you weren't the one that needed to shift, right? And I say that because some of us are going to be a little egocentric, and that's going to happen, and we're going to see that things could be different and better down another road, but we're going to be so stubborn that we want that way. We still want it our way. We don't want to admit that, oh, okay, we can do it a different way, right? Because we still have that Nine of Wands in play, right? So I don't want to tell you that's a bad thing, because again, this energy is true, right? There's clarity and understanding and dedication here with this Joan of Arc card. So again, if you believe it, if you see that it's truly the best outcome, be very honest with yourself. If that's the case, go with that, right? But as things shift, right, and your understanding changes, be willing to follow what is shown to you. Okay? Pisces, that's this Joan of Arc moment, like having the go with the flow and the Joan of Arc together, feels actually very heavy. Because again, when this happens, when this revolution happens, right? Because even think of Joan of Arc's story. Like, that takes conviction, that takes strength. But it also takes strength, to admit things can go a different way, right? It's in your best interest to follow this flow, because it is going to guide you towards that Ten of Cups, right? But it may be a little different from, the way you perceive it now. Leo. My kitty's playing around in the bed, if you can hear little sounds in the background. But honestly, beautiful reading. And again, what you're manifesting is going to get you through that. So beautiful, wherever that applies to you. Pisces, I'm going to wrap up your reading there. Wishing you the best. Remember, 222 portal coming up next week. So be open to it. Set your intentions. Be willing to work with that energy. I love you guys. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit the like button down below. Also, make sure you're subscribed and have the notification bell so you can be notified when the next reading pops up. As always, I love you guys. Take care, and I will see you in your next video. Bye.